There we go. Hello.
Hello, Pepe.
How are you doing?
Well, thank you. I am tired, and today is Tuesday, but I need to.
Typo in the stream title says Newswind. I don't know what's the stream title. But I think I have a command for it. Title. Or maybe not. Leranin
test.
Leranin chess.
Oh yeah.
Ha ha ha.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I can change it like this. Yes.
The title has been updated. Updated.
Thank you, Niels Wind, for the heads up. And we have a challenge by Colombo already.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Yes.
Do we take it? We were close to starting with some lesson. But okay, we start with a game.
After the game.
So,
I don't know.
Brain and hand?
Now the hand.
Okay.
You are the brain.
Okay.
You are the brain.
Pong.
Pong. The number of the pong. Hey.
What's going on?
Freeze. Screen is freeze.
Why? We're both disconnected. Maybe Liches is down?
I don't know.
For this...
I suffered the same situation last 2 days ago. I think so.
Oh.
Wait a while.
Wait. And we refresh. Because if we don't wait, maybe we need to reboot the streaming software. We can try with a new...
We are frozen.
We are frozen. Okay, technical problems. Now I kill the other tab and we join the game. We hope for the best. There we go.
Okay. Here we go.
Pong.
Pong.
Okay, we're here. Pong. Yeah.
Very well. We are well.
Let me see. Knight. 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 Pong. Bishop. Knight. There we go. Good job. Bishop. There. I'm gonna say pawn. Yes, baby, yes.
It's very close.
That's a trapped queen, as far as I can see.
You can play here.
Knight.
Let's see. Knight here. Taking here. Top.
Not sure what's best. Is pawn or bishop? Hello, Pneumatic. Pawn. Yes, hand and brain. Pawn. Knight. Knight. Pawn. Good. Pneumatic is following now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bishop. King. Okay. Knight. Bishop. Pawn. I don't know.
Probably the pawn.
Queen. Ah, that's a good move. How? I'm getting a challenge on Lichess in my account.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a good moment. Queen. Ah, a little trap there, Colombo. Good job. We need to move queen. Be careful. What's your skill rating? Not sure about that question. You retreat like a Frenchman.
Yeah.
Well done. Queen.
We lost one rook
Oh, darn.
at the beginning, no?
Yeah, we lost one rook by taking the queen. Ah, no, you mean, yeah, we
At
lost
the
an
beginning
exchange.
with
We
the
lost an
bishop.
exchange.
With the bishop.
Queen. Yeah, I'm absolutely fan of Mr. Ben Feingold. I'm more fan of him than his laptop fan. If you've watched
It's very creepy.
the last videos by Ben Feingold, you know what I mean.
It's very creepy.
You know what a fan is in English? The word fan?
Not in Spain. Not the same in Spain. People who likes other way.
Yeah, that's a fan. But also, the word fan in English is what is sounding here now. Ventilador.
Ah. Our turn.
Rook.
Rook.
Yeah. So he has these lessons where he's talking and his fan is making noise, and he says, "This is a noisy fan. This is my greatest fan."
Old computer.
You can tell this is an old computer. This is an old computer.
No, I think.
What are we doing?
I don't know. We are dancing. We are dancing.
Let's dance. We're we're short on time.
Yeah.
We need to start doing something.
Open the wall. Break the wall.
Let's see if we can make a plan. Bishop. Okay, that might work. Queen. Okay, good, good. Now we have a plan.
Escape.
What? Yeah. Queen. Yeah, okay, that's a good. Knight. Good. If only you could see the next move. Knight. Uh, why?
I don't know. I don't see your move.
Yeah, but that's a terrible move. Knight.
No, not bad.
Yes, it's bad because we lose the knight now. I can tell you, we lose it. If he sees the move here, yeah. Queen. No, wait, knight. Sorry, we save it. So stupid. Come on, we should focus, buddy. Don't lose focus. I think I'm gonna say queen, but wait. If king f6, I'm gonna say queen. Queen. Of course, on c2. We need to start playing fast. Boom.
Ah, don't worry.
Boom.
Don't worry.
King.
It's
Next is king.
all is under control.
I don't think so. Each don't think so. Rook. You can pre-move king. Knight. Pawn. Queen, I think. Queen. Oh, queen. That was a mistake by Colombo. I'm gonna say queen. Okay, knight. And knight again. You know, always repeat. Especially if there's increment. Knight. And now queen. Dang, there was a pawn with check. Okay, queen. Watch out, you're losing the queen. King.
Joder.
King. Pawn. Only pawn you can move. King. Knight. King. 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 Only move you can do with king. Okay. Knight. Okay. Knight. Almost there. Knight. Oh, you could take the knight for free. Knight. Prevent promotion. Lose on time. Good try.
I lost the queen. I don't
Yeah,
know
you
why.
lost the queen.
I don't see the move.
That was terrible.
Good game, Colombo.
Okay, first of all, you played great from the beginning until the time travel. Well, if not for this push here,
Yeah, well, but I because
very suspicious.
I didn't have locate all the pieces. I only see the.
You had time.
I
This
only-
was 7 minutes plus 2.
Yeah, I only search by the bishop to the open. And I don't know. We have the rook.
Okay, so we lost
Yeah.
the exchange. No big deal. With the knight, we take it and we can still castle. This is good. This is good. And then he blundered the queen. I really like this pawn push. That's the pawn push I was thinking in, but okay. And yeah, this is very suspicious, Colombo, because the queen is trapped now with bishop e7. Yeah. I think the obvious move was this, but maybe it has the same problems. Okay, so good counterplay there against the queen. And if he goes here, we can choose between g5 or bishop g5. I wasn't totally sure which was better, because we're gonna lose the bishop in the 2 lines. Yeah, your bishop move blocked the queen. The problem is, if you don't move the bishop, the queen is also blocked because of our bishop. The queen cannot escape there. So let's say he does this, rook e8, we can still go after the queen. I think the difference is now our bishop is not controlling g5 in some lines. But okay, in the game we should win from here. Then we did absolutely nothing here, nothing happens, nothing happens, nothing happens, nothing happens. We take that pawn. This was only move very well because this is unstoppable. And there's no square for our queen, so good move. I didn't like queen b3. I would prefer queen c2. In general, I prefer to be 2 squares in diagonal from a knight, because that way it's gonna take a lot to attack our queen. And also, I would like to put pressure on f5, which is the break we have. Actually, he blundered that pawn later and you didn't take it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is nice because this is the threat to trap the rook. And here when I said knight, I think both going back here, he has this threat. So going back here is okay, and blocking here is okay. Then we might be able to push a4. And when I said we had a plan, I mean we have a passed pawn. This pawn is passed. There's no black pawns on the A and B files. So any plan that involves pushing this pawn is good. Like for example, knight a5, a4. Then we still need to work a little, maybe defend the pawn before moving the knight again. But then we will move the knight, keep pushing. And after this check, yeah, we were lucky that the king was on f7, but probably king f8 wins the knight.
I don't know.
Because the knight has no squares but this, and this runs into this.
I was searching a good move for the knight because you said previously we have a plan. And,
yeah, because here I was thinking in this.
I thought the plan was knight can catch one of the rook.
No way.
Yeah.
Actually, I remember, I don't know who said this. I think someone said that Kasparov said this. That you know if tactics can work in your favor or not in the 4. If you divide the board in 4 squares, I'm a little bit suspicious doing this with the... Okay, let's use the colors. Nice. Nice. Okay, so you divide the board in these 4 squares, each one of 16 squares. And you know who's better in each of them by counting the pieces. Like for example, here it's all black. And in these 2 over here, it's mostly white. And this is mostly black. So this knight is going to do, and it's not going to do a great job against all those black pieces there. So it's very hard that a lonely knight can do anything.
Okay.
So yeah, no, I was just thinking in blocking here and start pushing our passed pawn. And here I think king f8 wins the knight, actually, because the only square is c6, and then after knight a4, then attacking the queen and the knight, we lose the knight.
Yeah, because we can't check.
On f8 there's no check. But he did king f7, so we got lucky that we have this check. Okay, queen here, and this is a mistake, c6, because with queen here we are threatening to take a pawn on f5. So that was his mistake. I said pawn here and a3 came. But here of course we can win a pawn here on f5 and then threaten queen f7 also. Yeah, that would be terrible for Colombo. Yeah, and here pawn I was thinking in h5 to break all of that. This allows him to have some counterplay. So king, I was hoping for moving the king to the h5 because that way our queen is faster to get here.
Yeah,
the rook and the queen, and the king is going to be more or less safe behind this h-pawn. Okay, king of 2. Still, if he trades here, no big deal, but if he does not trade, like if he goes here, our queen cannot get. That's the problem of the king on f2. But since he traded, okay, we're fine. Knight here, blundering this pawn, knight check, okay. And I think here, after queen b2, which is probably the best move, he has to go rook b3 and take this pawn next. He missed that. Because if rook b3, I don't know, maybe we have some counterplay. I was thinking queen here, he takes, we go here, and then queen e5 check, something like that. Oh, actually, maybe knight here is better. Anyway, now this is winning because he allowed our queen to enter, check, and here queen takes e6 check is.
Yeah.
But I said knight because someone is following. CB arriver or something like that. Hey, Chris is here. Looks like a good stream concept, thank you. I was almost watching your stream yesterday. The problem is, yesterday was the dicharachero between
I see your tweet.
Salgado and Linier Dominguez, and I had to watch it.
I saw your tweet.
It was
a great game, no?
It was impressive, yeah. Linier was dominating the match, then Ivan tied, and then Ivan was dominating the match, and in the end it was 8-8. And they had to play 2 more games to untie, and then Linier won. He was the favorite, but yeah, I was rooting for Ivan. Anyway, I said knight here because this is a typical position when you are cutting the king, and the king, black king is sort of stalemated. It's never going to be stalemate because there's a lot of pieces, but it's trapped. Then you can go and check him forever with knight here, knight back.
I see. Oh, okay.
So then I said knight just for repeating and get more seconds in the clock. But here I said queen with the idea to take the pawn with check. The problem is what you did seems strong, but it's not. That's the problem. This check seems strong, but after this you don't have anything better than going back here. Because this is controlled by the knight, and the rook is defended, and the queen is attacked. So there's nothing here better than going back. But yeah, I think queen takes pawn here
I
would
was
be-
focusing on other things. I don't know. I don't
would be
see
easy because then all pawns are hanging after that. But after this, next move, no comments.
Yeah.
No comments.
Terrible.
No, it would be checkmate if if the knights don't move in L. No, if the knights don't move in L, it's not checkmate either. Oh, that's a pity. If this knight is a pawn, it would be mate.
He forced to take.
That's nice. Yeah, the problem is he only has one legal move, and that legal move takes our queen.
Yeah.
So not even him give. You didn't even give him the chance to. Yeah. Okay. After this, nah. We looked for some stalemate that wasn't there. Here I would take the knight with check, probably. Okay. Never mind. Good. Yeah. No choice. No choice. He had to take the queen.
Yeah.
That's bad.
We are very generous.
When you yeah. When you blunder a piece or a queen or something, no, it's much better if they have a choice, because then, you know, he might think, ooh,
Absolutely,
He's-
no?
yeah,
Like
no.
we say in Spanish, I hope they
yeah, he doesn't see.
it.
No, sometimes the position is complex, and you know, you sacrifice your queen, and then it's like, whoa, oh, he's sacrificing. This is some kind of art going on. What's going on? And at least you take. Maybe his clock goes down, but here, if there's only one move.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so
what do you want to do? You want to start before with a lesson?
yeah, I
you
want.
come back
Yeah, I
here,
wanted to
or-
study something.
Okay.
I wanted you to study something.
Oof, I am tired. Okay.
I know you're tired.
Show me
But-
your lesson, please.
Yeah, I haven't prepared anything. Yeah, my T-shirt. It's thank you knows all. That's a nice nickname. Knows all.
No.
Nice.
Yeah. But my nickname is better.
Your nickname?
Yeah.
Cuartillo.
Yeah, it's the best
Why is it the best?
because it's mine.
I think the best is the nickname from this user on Twitter that tweeted to Peter Vidler once when he was doing this commentary of an important tournament, and the nickname was Damn, DAMN S, the letter S.
Uppercase.
Yeah. And he said on the stream, we got a question here from Danas. Yeah. A little bit of a trap, he said. Someone weird looking at you in a mirror or something. What? Ah, yes, it's mirrored, the image. So they don't see chest bra, they see
Brad chess.
harp
Sesh.
say
Harp sesh.
sesh
Harp says.
harp. You know, because I'm a big fan of harbors.
Harp brother.
Okay. So to study, we go to study, right?
Obviously.
Obviously. And we can create a study, so we have a lot of traps here. And I was going to show you some traps, but I think you first need to know something about openings, because you don't know anything about openings. No,
Yeah.
that's my guess. From what I see. Maybe you're a big theoretician and you don't show.
No. I don't know anything.
So I think we could start.
I know that the rule never twice the same piece, but
Okay, you know some rules, and that's important because, as I told you sometimes, I think it's more important to know the rules than to memorize this opening, this line, and this line, and this line, and this line, and this another line. I think it's more important to know the principles, because when you are out of theory, you can still play and play decent. That being said, I think some basic knowledge that you still don't have, you should.
okay.
So we can create a study. Let me turn the engine off so that my fan is not so greatest fan of me. You know, the fan in the laptop. And we can also know that if your opponent breaks some opening rules, you can break some also to punish them. Yeah, that's true. Okay, let's start with some basic openings. We can keep it private so that you are not ashamed.
I
Or you can do it public as you want. Okay, save. And let's start with, I don't know. We can create chapters for each one so that then you can go over this study and watch them again. Yeah, we can do that. For example, let's start with most basic opening you know. What is the most basic opening you know?
D4.
Okay, 1d4. From 1d4,
or E4.
they came a lot of openings. Yeah, but we should start somewhere.
I don't know the name.
Okay, we start with d4. What do we have with d4? An opening you know.
Try to control the center and open the line in the queen.
Okay, not opening rules. Okay. You know what? Let's start with e4 because they're easier, I think.
Okay.
To memorize.
Yeah.
And also less moves we need to play to get there to the different openings. Then we can move into d4. So with e4, let's start with something very simple, like for example the Ruy Lopez.
I don't know anything about this. But
okay.
Okay.
Ruy Lopez, also known as Spanish.
French or Spanish?
Spanish. Well, it's called just Spanish Open. Okay, and I'm gonna move. I'm gonna do the moves. You can guess them. E4.
Yeah.
What does black play?
E5.
E5, yes.
Knight F3.
Knight F3. Now it's not simple, but it's gonna take just 3 moves to get there, and that's where we are going to stop. Because what I want you to get from this study is a very basic knowledge of the very first moves of each opening.
F6 or
F6?
No.
Never play F6.
Okay. No, Knight F6.
Knight F6. Okay, that's another opening. We can watch it later. Let's start with the Ruy Lopez. There goes Knight C6 and Bishop
B6.
B5.
B5, sorry.
Okay, this is called the Ruy Lopez, or Spanish.
Yeah.
And you should know it because it's Spanish.
I don't know.
There's no Galician opening.
Oh.
Sorry about it, but
we have to create one.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
There are options to create a new opening, or all the openings are created.
No, but yeah, sometimes you create some lines in a known opening, but now it's hard to create an opening. For example, if you do here F6, this opening has no name, so you can put a name to this. As Ben Fangle would say, if it doesn't have a name, then it's not an opening. So there's a reason why this doesn't have a name, and it's because you don't play that.
I suppose there are a lot of studies about you don't have to move F6.
Never play F6.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, sometimes you have to play.
There are studies on theorems.
Opening theory, or what do you mean?
Theoremas or teorías. Theories, no?
Yeah, theories.
That explain why you don't have to move pawn F6. Because you don't like it, you are a bad teacher.
Yes, I mean, it's because I don't like it. And because most grandmasters won't like it. So that also tells you something. But of course you play F6 sometimes. But for you at your level, never play F6. Yeah, that's the thing. Because
think we are imaginative. We are going
creative,
to change the rules. With my level, if I play F6, never is going to be prepared to counterattack, because
it doesn't matter.
All the teachers say The other guy is with my level. Never play F6.
No. But first of all, that doesn't happen ever.
Then we
No,
can...
not all teachers are as good as I am. That's the first point. Now, apart from that, at your level, it doesn't matter what you play. From the move number 3, both of you are out of theory, so it's all chess. And if you have played f6, okay, then you already have problems. Anyway, just forget about f6 for now. From here, so this is the Spanish. But you said here knight f6. Okay, we have another opening there.
Yeah.
That is called, let me add that chapter here. It's called the Russian defense, or usually called the Petrov. Sometimes it's with 2 Fs, sometimes with B. I think it's with B. Petrov, also known as Russian defense. And I created from this position. Okay, we're done. Nah, let me do it properly. Let me do it properly. I cannot edit it. Okay, let me. Delete. Delete.
If you apply to F6
Create.
here, white can literally just take in and can play Queen H5.
Yes, that's true.
Plus,
That's true. That's true. I would take on E5 in that position.
Right. Thank you. No.
Okay, this is the Petrov defense. And yeah, he's saying here. Okay, we have an arrow. Okay, no. Here you can just take, play Queen H5 check. And this is annoying, because if you go here, then the rook is a problem. And if you don't, then you have to play this. And that's terrible. I think here this should be good, but this should be good. Any move. I mean, that's a terrible king. You don't want that. Let me delete this variation again. So that's the Ruy Lopez. This is the Russian defense. And from here on there's several lines. So I will stop there. I will stop each of them in the first move that makes the opening called like that. I don't know if that makes sense. So of course there's a lot of theory from this position. A lot. Woo, a lot. But this is the first move that makes it the Ruy Lopez. Because if you don't play bishop b5 here, you can play what other moves?
B3, knight b3.
Knight b3, wow.
Or pawn.
Knight b3 is illegal. It's not legal.
Knight is b.
1, 2, 3.
C3.
A, B, C. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, okay.
C3. Knight c3.
Knight c3.
Okay, knight c3 is an interesting move. It's not usually played. I think it will be a 4 knights variation. But most common.
Not Ruy Lopez.
Yeah, it's the Spanish opening, not the Ruy Lopez. Yeah, it's both names. Sometimes they call it one way, sometimes it depends a lot on the country. I think here we call it Spanish. In Spanish,
in Spanish,
in Spain, we call it Spanish.
Okay.
But for example,
Catalonia not. In Catalonia not.
In Catalonia, I'm not sure. But you know what? There's a Catalan opening.
There are.
Yeah.
Exists. How is?
It's a very important one.
How is the Catalonian opening?
Okay, it's 1d4.
D4.
It's with d4. We can get there. But first, from this position, apart from bishop b5, there's another one very main move, which is bishop c4. You know that.
I don't know why, but I say yes.
You say yes. And that's called, from the initial position, that's called the Italian opening. So e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4. This is the Italian.
Okay.
And there's also a lot of lines from here on. And the Italian and the Spanish are very close. You know, from c4 to b5, there's just one square. It's very close. But also very close in ideas.
Maybe you have a mistake with the mouse.
Yeah, maybe the Spanish is a mouse leap for the Italian. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, okay, let's talk a little about the ideas. And now we are going into the Scotch. Bishop b5. So when you play the Spanish, what is your idea? Why do you play bishop b5? What do you think?
Block the knight to try to open the...
You mean when black moves this pawn, this knight is going to be pinned?
Yeah.
Okay. 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 Now, in both openings, bishop c4 and bishop b5, one of the ideas of the move is to move the bishop out
to
castle.
Castle fast. Okay.
That's one of the ideas. And the other idea of bishop b5 is to put pressure on this knight. Not always to pin it, but just to take it and then take this pawn. The knight is defending that pawn. So that's an idea that is going to be there.
But you win, you catch the pawn, but you trade bishop with knight, and sometimes bishop is better piece than knight.
Of course, the bishop pair is very important, as you know. As Pepe Cuenca says, a bishop pair is better than sex. No, better than love. Sorry, better than love. Misquoted there. Okay, so the idea is to start putting pressure on this, so this is going to be weak. You cannot win it immediately. For example, the main line goes here, and you don't want to take, although there's a line with takes, but after this you don't want to take this pawn, because then queen d4 and you're in trouble. Everything's hanging here. So the idea is there, but it's not quite that simple. It will require some more developments, castling first and some preparation, but it's that the idea. So anyway, let me delete from here so that you can just know this, how to enter the Spanish. We have, by the way, 2 new followers, hard nicknames.
Lish Filas.
Yes.
Spanish pronunciation.
There's a C before the P.
Yeah.
Anyway, and Gambit Guide. You know, Gambit Guide will probably help us through the openings because he's a guide to gambits, I guess. Anyway, the Petrov, by the way, the idea of knight f6 is to counterattack here. And these 2 pawns are hanging, too complicated. This is the Italian, and now we have another opening which comes from the very same moves, the Scotch, let's leave it like that, Scotch, from Scotland.
Yeah, I suppose.
And the Scotch goes e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, and now instead of bishop b5 or bishop c4, white plays the 3rd most common move in this position, which is...
Or the other knight or pawn.
Which pawn?
D.
Yeah, d4. This is the Scotch. Yeah, the other knight is a little bit slow.
You asked for 2 common moves.
Yeah, I'm trying to show you the most common, the basics of the most common openings, so that you can have the picture.
Okay.
Then when I show you some trap, I can tell you, there's this trap in the Caro-Kann, and you can say, oh yeah, the Caro-Kann, I know, it's e4, c6, d4, d5, yeah.
All the time. I am going to take some notes or something like that.
But I'm taking that for you, because you will have this study here with the names and the moves.
Okay.
That's what we're trying.
Good.
Okay, so e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, and now d4. This is called the Scotch. And the idea of the Scotch is to play very straightforward, going, grab the center immediately, and then next move is going to be bishop c4 and attack, castle, and throw everything, sacrifice all of your pawns, and checkmate. Something like that. And someone talked about the Scotch Gambit, who can appear from here if black takes and you play bishop c4. This is the Scotch Gambit. You don't take back the pawn.
Mm-hmm.
You just play for the initiative and try to make checkmate.
Yeah.
And it can also happen from the Italian, and I think our viewer was talking about it when we were talking about the Italian, because in the Italian, well, it can happen if here after knight f6 you play d4, they take and you don't take back, and you play like c3 or castles. So there are lines that can transpose. Transposition is when you are playing one open
I know.
Okay.
I was thinking about what is the benefit moving the pawn c3 instead castle.
Okay. The benefit is, let's say black says here, oh, you didn't take my pawn back, and you are offering me to trade it for another pawn, then I'm going to be a pawn up. Oh boy, I'm going to take it. And white says, okay, I'm going to castle, which is a move, by the way. But let's say we just take it back now. So black is a pawn up. This is a gambit. That's the Scotch Gambit, actually.
Yeah.
It's a gambit because we gave up a pawn. But oh boy, we have a lot of development. All these pieces are very active now. But very active. And we're also pushing this. This is a big threat. Big time threat. Because this knight doesn't have good squares. So if black doesn't move very fast now, this bishop and castles, black is going to be killed. What would you do with black here?
Knight g4.
This?
Yeah, I think.
You're asking for trouble here. I can start with this probably.
You have to take.
Yeah. And now there's plenty of good options here. I think knight g5 regaining the piece at least. But that's not gonna be a happy king.
No.
For example, if you go here, there's checkmate. Oh man, it's hard. But you can see the king can be in some trouble. Actually, this f7 pawn is very weak. In all these Italian kind of openings, it's you're putting a lot of pressure there, and some sacrifices can happen, and you can checkmate your opponent. So it's very dangerous. And you're gaining, you're definitely gaining initiative for the pawn.
In this situation, if you castle, you can lose other pawns.
Yes, but I would love it if black takes here and I take back. Then this bishop is also contributing. So I have everything I had already. The queen also. And e5 is going to be pushed. And I'm already castled. So if this e5 move happens and at some point this pawn is traded for something, the rook can go fast and join the attack. This is really dangerous for black. It's very hard to survive here. Even if you castle, look at these bishops already. This knight going there. Wow. I can sack mate.
It's strange because if you don't have play, you can think, okay, the black with one pawn take 3 pawns.
Yeah, black is 2 pawns up here, absolutely. But these pieces are already prepared to play for the checkmate. They are prepared to attack. This queen is prepared to do some attacking moves. As soon as the knight goes away from f6, or we take with the bishop or something. So we are prepared. The king is already safe. So we are like 3 tempi ahead in development. Like if you count the tempi of, 2 pieces developed for black. 1, 2, 3, king castled can count as 4. And the benefit of not having pawns is we have a lot of open diagonals and lines for our pieces. So this is very, very dangerous for black. Now this all comes from, in this case, the Italian. So I'm going to delete this from here. So you have these moves, and when you come here to this study, you see Italian is this. 3 pawns for a king is a good trade. Yeah, good point there. because black is probably losing the king eventually. Okay, the Scotch up to here is the Scotch. Although black has to take, but okay. From here on is the Scotch. This almost makes me want to try e4 again. Okay, what else do we have? The Evans Gambit comes from the Italian. Okay, so with e4, e5, we're not gonna see anything else unless we see the King's Gambit. Okay, let's see the King's Gambit.
This is the name of the
Yeah. King's Gambit is e4, e5, f4. And I'll leave it here, because this is already the King's Gambit. Now, from here on, there's a lot of theory, interesting lines. And this is not considered to be a good opening. In Grandmaster level, it's almost never played. But at our level, you can play it. It's mostly dangerous for both sides, because white gets some compensation, but of course white's king is weak now. So part of the reason why I usually say never play f6 is the same why f4 is so risky. And it's because if you touch the f-pawn, your king is going to be weak the rest of the game. And this happens in the King's Gambit. So, okay, the Gambit, when you talk about a Gambit, King's Gambit, Queen's Gambit, Budapest Gambit, whatever Gambit, it can be accepted or not. So black here can, like, we're attacking this pawn, black can say, oh, I'll defend it with d6, knight e7, queen e6, queen e7, which is a terrible move, f6.
Never play f6.
Bishop d6, I don't know. Or play for the counter attack. I mean, don't take it. Or black can take it. If black takes it, it's called the King's Gambit accepted. And this is where everything starts going crazy for both sides. Here you usually play knight f3, but you can play d4. Let's say knight here, d4. And the idea of the Gambit is you're going to have more space.
It's the same that the Queen Gambit, but in the other side.
Yes, but a little bit safer, because in the Queen's Gambit, you're gambiting this pawn and you still have the pawn on f2. So here it's riskier. And queen for check. Okay, I don't know what are they talking. Okay, so you get more space, a little bit more development. You lost a pawn, but you're probably taking it back at some point. Although it's crazy because there's lines with d5, g5. This is one main line where black defends a pawn. And there's a very funny line which I sometimes play. I don't know why, but people does this a lot in Blitz against me. They play g4, and then I play c3. Good defense. They take my knight, and then I castle. And then they take this pawn. And this is this is opening theory. This is steel theory, and this is equal. I think the assessment of this position is equal, and we are 2 pawns and a piece down. So good compensation there.
Then you take with the rook, no?
Taking with rook, I think, is the main line, but I usually go here and I say, okay, you can take yet another piece, and I'll be fine.
Why? Take
Yeah.
Take, check.
Now it's a little bit hard for black. I can't remember. I think the line probably was taking first on f4 and threatening bishop f7. But I think this is even strong. Let's say something like this, queen h5. Rawr. This is hard.
Yeah.
The knight is pinned. As you go like here, maybe I can even sacrifice this. You know? This smells very bad for black. If there's no mate, maybe there was a mate. I know the line is there, and I play it, and then I'll I'll discover with the board how to mate that king, but it's very dangerous for black. So you can see how in this king's gambit you can even lose pieces and be in good shape because of the situation of this king.
Yeah.
You can see another thing, this thematic sacrifice that happens also in the Italian. In all e4, e5 openings, it's a thematic idea. So complicated. But of course, black is not forced to lose like that. There are a lot of lines in the King's Gambit. There's this counter gambit. There's this, after takes and knight f3. There's this tricky move, knight e7, and defend the pawn like this. A lot of lines in the King's Gambit. Delete from here. But this is the King's Gambit. Okay, so I think with e4, e5, we don't see anything else. Well, we can see the Vienna. So here you mostly play, if you don't want to play the King's Gambit, you play knight f3 and then you go into the Spanish, the Italian, the Scotch, etc. But you can play here knight f3, knight c3, sorry, and then f4, and that's called the Vienna. But I wouldn't call it a main opening. Nah, we don't go there. It's already enough of so. e4, e5. So those openings, at least in Spanish, they're called open openings or open games. When you play e4 and your opponent plays e5. Then we have semi-open openings, when you play e4 and black does not play e5. And here we have the French, the Caro-Kann, Scandinavian, Alekhine, Sicilian. We have more. I know we have more. D6 the Pirch, modern, Caro Pirch. Okay, at least some of them you need to know. The French, the Sicilian. Let's start with them. So French, you need to know this one. This is very easy one. E4, E6. This is the French.
This is the French.
Yeah.
And after that, what is the line, the main line?
After this, someone. Nightbot is so mean. Nightbot. Timed out Gambit Guide. Okay, maybe Nightbot is not so mean, but because it banned him for 5 seconds, only 5 seconds. Okay, there's a lot of ideas here, a lot of lines from here. And French is one of the most complex openings. So I like it, and I study it a lot. There's a lot of lines from here. So just to show some, the main lines go d4, d5, because the idea of e6 is to prepare d5. So d4, d5. Now the main goes knight c3, and the main French goes knight c6. Knight f6, sorry.
Replicant, no?
Yeah, putting more pressure here. And then e5, knight here, then f4, c5. So white is going to play with an advanced structure, so that we have more space and we can start attacking if this king gets castled. Most lines go like that. This bishop is terrible with this structure, but black has a very decent counterplay on the basis of our structure. So it's very balanced. Sorry, balanced.
Equal.
Yeah, it's sort of equal, but it's very unbalanced because what white has, black has different things. What black has, I have space, you don't. You have a very, very terrible bishop, I have 2 great bishops. But you have counterplay, I have a weak pawn here, you don't. So it's very unbalanced. And there are other lines here, like for example, here this is very important line also, the Winawer. I love this variation. I play this with the 2 colors, with white and black, and this is very, very crazy variation. Because black usually gives up this bishop for this knight. Like for example, the main line goes e5, c5, a3, bishop takes. And after pawn takes, it's all crazy. Black lost the dark square bishop, so black's gonna have some dark square weaknesses, but also this structure is not so great. So this is very complex from here. That's just one line, well, the starting point of one line. There are other lines in the French.
And in this position, when black put a bishop on b4,
Yes.
you have to push pawn a3 or bishop
Well,
c2.
If you bishop c2,
Yeah.
what?
To defend the knight.
Well, the knight first of all is defended.
Yeah.
What is not defended is this pawn here. So the purpose of bishop b4 is to pin the knight to attack this pawn.
Yeah.
So if you go like bishop d2, which is a line, I think, then you have to be careful because you're gonna lose this pawn. So we're a pawn down. It's still theory. So there's still some compensation and some ways to play this, but this is a gambit. You're losing a pawn. You have the bishop pair. You can play like f3 here and play gambit style, but it's not the main line. It's not what usually white does.
The best idea is move the pawn.
Yeah, that's why the main line goes with e5 instead of bishop d2 and instead of a3 first, because if you go a3 first, again you lose this pawn, which is still a line. But yeah, queen g4 is the idea, I think.
And not take the pawn, not accept the gambit.
I mean, we're a pawn down already.
No, when black threat take the knight with bishop, instead move pawn e4, e5, take on d5.
Where?
Now you can
Instead of a3, bishop here or here, you say takes here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not how you do it. What I mean is, if you want to take there, you take it here. Which is also a main line called the exchange variation of the French. This is the most boring opening ever, because it's all symmetrical. It's all symmetrical. So this type of, all symmetrical with the E file open, this game goes like, we develop our pieces, we castle, we put the rooks on E1, E8, we trade rooks, we trade pieces, draw. So this is very hard for both sides, for any side, to get an advantage, because it's very symmetrical. And you do it here, in this position you trade, if you want to take. If you go knight c3 and then bishop here, you probably don't want to take here, because why would you do that? I mean, the worst part of the French for black is this bishop here killed by this pawn here.
Okay, you have to try to keep.
So whenever you take here, you're allowing him to liberate that bishop. And if you do it here, then you still can have a solid structure. I mean, if you take on d5, it's because you probably are playing for the draw, not for the win. And then you probably want this type of structure, not the knight there. So I think if you go knight c3 and bishop b4 happens, you don't take here, because yeah, then I don't know, it doesn't feel right. This is what you do with white if you are lazy. Yeah, to take on d5. Yeah, that's. Or you can play an anti-French if you are lazy also. For example, a line I play a lot, the queen e2 line. This is also for lazy people.
After that, what?
This is the only legal move for white that prevents d5.
And why you prevent d5?
Well, you don't prevent it, but if they play d5 after takes, he can take with the pawn, which is the idea of the French.
Ah, okay, spin.
Yeah. So this is a trick, because now black has to take with the queen, and then this is like a good Scandinavian for white. because you play knight c3, so it's like in Scandinavian where, you know, this pawn is on e6, not very well placed. Still normal game from here, but, you know, for lazy people is good. You just need to remember what happens if after queen e2 they play c5, which is the main move. There's other anti-French openings here. I played a lot c4 here back in a day, which is very similar to the c4 against the Caro-Kann. But I also like the b3 line. b3 is very interesting, because if black goes d5, you do this gambit. Again, you're giving up a pawn. And best move for black, I'm not sure. I think both taking knight f6 and c5 are more or less the same evaluation. But if they take, they have to be careful. Then you attack the pawn, and there's two ways to defend it, knight f6 or f5. If they go knight f6, then I can't remember the main move here. I think queen e2 and long castle. But what I like to do is g4.
Block the knight.
I'm going after it. And then queen e2, bishop g2, long castle, h4, and get an attack. So you get that strong attack for the pawn. And also after f5, I think d3. You know, trying to regain the pawn, and we forced f5, which is not a move, you know, weakens the king. So probably black wants to keep the pawn by taking, and after takes, there's several moves here, but we're going to follow up with queen e2 and long castle. And queen e2 is going to attack this pawn by ping, and long castle is going to attack some discover attacks against the queen. So this is also dangerous for black. So yeah, a lot of lines, but yeah, a lot of lines, a lot of openings, but you need to know e4, e6 is the French. Okay, so I'm gonna delete from here. Okay. Yes, e4, e6 is the French, and sorry, d5 is the idea. Now, another opening very similar to that is the Caro-Kann, similar in a way. I'm not sure if I spelled correctly Kann.
I think 8 before A.
Oops. Maybe it can be.
I'm going searching.
It can be. Because it also... it's with two ends. Yeah. No, wait. Yeah, that's the problem. Because you and me were thinking about
the
philosopher. And also I know there's the Kann with just one N in the Sicilian Kann variation, I think. Anyway, it's like this, Caro-Kann. And it's e4, c6. And that's it. And the idea is d5 again.
Very dangerous mind of the chess player.
Yeah.
It's so obvious, but that is beautiful.
So against e4, if they don't play e5, they can play e6, c6. What other moves do you think they can play in this position?
The black.
Yeah. From here we've seen the Spanish, the Italian, the Petrov, the King's Gambit. Then we saw the French, the Caro-Kann. What else makes sense?
Knight, but knight is all we saw before.
No, we didn't. Okay, there's this move and there's this move. This move, it's a very decent opening. It's called the Nimzowitsch defense, but we're not gonna see it. I won't consider that main line, but this is the Alekhine, so we can see that. It's not as main as the Sicilian, for example. which we didn't see yet. Alekhine is this. And we will stop there. So this is the Alekhine. And what's the idea? To attack the pawn. Good idea.
But?
No but. Okay, it's like the King's Gambit, not played in the highest levels. Because, yeah, sort of, yeah.
White, what is the next move for white?
Okay, what would you do?
Protect the pawn.
Okay, if you protect the pawn, then you probably transpose to other openings. Like, okay, you have two decent ways to protect it, I think. Probably just one, knight c3. Queen e2, bishop d3, f3, you never. But if you go knight c3, you're probably going to transpose to a French defense or something like that after d5. They can also play e5, and then you transpose to kind of an Italian. You can play f4 and then it's the Vienna. Or you can play bishop c4 and after knight c6 play a forced knight variation of the Italian. So, yeah, if if white plays knight c3 here, it usually transposes to other openings.
Knight c3 is the best way to transpose, okay.
But the main line of the Alekhine is to push it.
Keep push.
So as you can see here, both sides are already breaking the rules of the openings.
Yeah, twice the same
Yeah.
piece.
So white moved twice the pawn. And a pawn, not even a piece, a pawn. But for a good reason. Black is going to move twice a piece. And white already has a space. So not very sound opening, because you know both sides are breaking some rules. But yeah, there's some interesting lines. Knight e5 goes and then d4, d6, c4, knight b6, something like this. Now white can take or play the 4 pawns variation, which is all crazy. White is overextended, but it has a strong attack. I like this with the 2 colors also. I play this a lot. But there's lines with this, there's lines with this. A lot of lines. There's a line, I think the main line, no. I think a line that is called the modern line. I think it's knight f3 here. I'm not sure. And after this next move is knight f3. Something like that. Karyakin plays this. I don't like it. Anyway, the main line goes e5, the main idea. And but whenever, you know, when the lead from here, yeah. In this point, we already call it the Alekhine, so this is what you need to know. Okay, so we've seen this, this, and this. Now, there's a very important opening from here that we didn't see yet, which is the Sicilian. Ben Feingold's favorite
Open.
pizza.
Pizza.
Yeah. So the Sicilian goes e4, c5. And this is very, I mean, very complex from the opening theory point of view. There was a time in the 90s where 50% of the games were Sicilians.
Why?
Because it's such a complicated opening, which such a large amount of different possibilities, different lines, that elite players use them a lot. You know, they specialize in some types of Sicilians, and this is unbalanced from the move 1, because white is fighting for the center, putting a pawn there, and black is, instead of doing something similar and symmetrical, black is saying, no, I'm going to play for the counter-attack immediately. I'm counter-attack in the center, your idea to grab the center, but I'm not gonna do it in a symmetrical way. So this is already unbalanced, and very tactical lines goes from here. We can show some of them, but there's a lot of them. Like the main line goes knight f3, and now these are three main moves, even g6. And sometimes they transpose from ones to others. So for example, a main line could be d6, d4. White usually plays d4 after any of black's moves. Normally you play d4 next, and that's called the open Sicilian. Then black takes, and you take here. And this is the typical pawn structure. This pawn is missing, this pawn is missing. So games from here on are very tactical. White has more space because it's more advanced, that pawn. But on the other hand, black is going to have more center because black has more central pawns.
Because
so in the long run, if black manages to play like e6, d5, black might have more control of the center. Actually, this pawn structure is considered to be better for black. The problem is a lot of tactics can happen immediately from here. There's still a lot of complexity on the pieces. So you usually would think about the Sicilian as, if we get to an endgame, black is going to be more than okay. But if white kills black before that happens, well, white wins. Very complicated opening. And I usually play the Alapin Sicilian, which is c3 here, to play for d4.
To try to control the center.
Yeah, this is one of the ways to avoid the open Sicilian ideas. Another way is to play the closed Sicilian, never play d4, and you know. There's the Rossolimo, which is this. Very complicated also. Anyway, e4, c5 Sicilian. That's all you know. That's all you need to know. And what else? Let's just put the birch here. I'm not sure of calling this a birch with d6 because some more moves are needed, but e4 d6 is what characterizes the beginning of the birch defense.
First time I heard about it.
Birch, sometimes, a lot of times, it transposes to the modern defense. The modern defense goes like g6. But then after some moves, they usually transpose because you usually play these two ideas together, d6 with g6. So, yeah. And there's the Caro Pirch also with c6 then, which is a mix between this, the Pirch, and the Caro-Kann. Anyway, delete from here. This is the Pirch. And the idea of black is to play very slowly, very safe. Like, okay, we're not fighting yet. We're gonna play e5. Try to play symmetrical, but I'm gonna first develop something, and whenever I push a pawn, it's already going to be defended. And okay. Okay, so yeah, a lot of openings from e4, right?
Yeah.
You have 10 to study already.
And what is the opening that I usually use?
You usually play d4, I think.
D4, c4.
Yeah, the Queen's Gambit.
Queen Gambit.
Okay, let's add a new chapter. Queen's Gambit. We're gonna call it just Queen's Gambit. It has a lot of lines also. Queen's Gambit accepted, Queen's Gambit declined, and then a lot of lines from there. But we're gonna learn just the first moves, d4, d5, c4. This is the Queen's Gambit, as opposed to the King's Gambit, which we already saw with e4, e5, f4 on the other side. So the Queen's Gambit, the idea is whenever black takes, you're gonna play e4 and have the center.
When I study this line, if he takes, the next move.
In this very move, in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knight c3 to block the pawn.
The pawn wasn't going to move.
And after that, e3.
E3.
Yeah. And if he doesn't, e3 no. e4.
Ah, e4. Okay.
I'm very tired. e4.
Okay.
And if he don't take the pawn on c4, the line I studied was knight g3. d4,
okay,
c4.
So tell me from here, knight c3, what does black play? Let's say knight f6. You play
Yeah.
e4.
Yeah.
Let's say, well, e5 is a line. Let's say c5 is a line, but I guess your idea is that I play something slow. Let's say a6.
No,
And what were you talking about?
here, no?
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Usually.
Ah, they don't take. They play a6.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Okay, this is the Queen's Gambit declined. Because they're not taking the pawn. They're not accepting the gambit. So if they take, it's Queen's Gambit accepted. And if they don't take, it's Queen's Gambit declined. So you usually will see in books the notation Queen's Gambit declined and Queen's Gambit accepted. So you're gonna watch that a lot of times. And King's Gambit the same with a K. And yeah, this is a main line. Actually, probably most grandmasters won't take the pawn. Not immediately, at least. They will probably play e6 first. Unless they're playing a player like you, and then yeah, they do whatever. They play b5.
f6.
f6, yeah. d4, d5, c4, f6. Yeah. And they win, anyway.
Yeah, they win, sure.
But okay, from here on it's the Queen's Gambit. And yeah, they can accept, not accept. But as soon as they take, honestly, as soon as they take, you push e4. Yeah. Because you don't have the problem you had in the King's Gambit. Let's go back here. If they take here, you don't push. You play knight f3. And this is important because it's not to block this pawn, it's to protect h4. Because in this case you weakened your king. So if you go d4 and they go queen check, this is a problem. Little bit of a situation here. Not easy because the best move probably king d2. Not good. g3 is not possible. This pawn is pinned to this rook. Ugh. Okay, maybe you still have this, and after queen h5, yeah, this is no good. So you usually play knight f3 first to protect that when they take. Let me remove all the moves again. But in the Queen's Gambit, if they take,
okay,
no problem. No problem, you play e4, no problem at all. Okay, you still need to know, because there are subtleties always between one lines and others, so against e4 you know that maybe there's this e5 line you need to study, and in other, if you play this, then you don't need to study that, but e4 is a good move. Okay. Let's quickly put some other main d4 lines here, and then we move on.
Okay.
So let me show you one. Well, the main ones: the Benoni, the Budapest Gambit, the Slav. You know the Slav. You already know the Slav and the semi-Slav. Okay, let's do the Slav. Actually, I'm gonna put them together. So you say sometimes they play e6, sometimes they play c6, and when they play both, that's called the semi-Slav. So I have a book there on the Slav, and you studied once a line from here, which was the Botvinnik variation, with this crazy stuff going on here with h6 and bishop here and this
Take
sacrifice, and it was with e4 first.
No, e4 era after take.
Yes, after takes. Oh yeah, of course it needs to be taken, this one.
Yeah.
So it was against bishop g5 takes, then e4, yeah.
And after trade, you take the pawn with bishop.
This
take.
threatening e5.
And after that you take the pawn and
yeah, there's a lot of lines here. The Botvinnik, the Moscow, but all of them come from here, from the semi-Slav, which we can stop here. We can stop here. Actually, it's no difference if they played knight c3 or knight f3. I mean, there are differences, but the difference is called the same, the black side. And let's do a very well known in our level, in club level, the Budapest Gambit.
You spell Budapest.
Yeah, because it was a long time ago. Okay.
You were fast.
Yeah, because I played it like 8 years ago. It's true.
Yeah. It's okay.
It's true. Okay, d4, knight f6. So a lot of openings come from here. So if you don't play d5, you probably play knight f6, and I play knight f6. I know what I mean when I say this. So from knight f6, you have the King's Indian, you have the Grunfeld, which are two main openings. Actually, let's watch out. Let's look at them before. So the Grunfeld, so you know German. So if I put this Grunfeld, you understand what I. But usually they spell it like this.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Like you prefer. Yeah, I know it's not the same.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just call it like this, Grunfeld.
Okay.
And everybody says Grunfeld. So anyway, it's basically d4. Let's start with knight f6. Yeah. And now well, it depends what I'm doing. And knight f3 or knight c3 is already not there. Yeah, knight c3, for example, and d5. Okay, let's do it this way. Because there are some transpositions. In d4 openings, it happens a lot that you can transpose from ones to others. By the way, Luminescent has followed, because we have this, we're not listening to the notifications, but Luminescent has followed, and also 10 minutes ago, Priyank1205 has followed.
We have.
So that means we have 400 followers officially. Nice, thank you guys.
Not unfollow now.
Don't unfollow now. But okay, this is main tabilla.
Tabilla. De repilla.
No, tabilla means critical position.
Okay.
To remember. So this is the critical position of the Grunfeld. Black plays g6, knight f6, and d5. That's the Grunfeld. And it's important to do d5 now because white was going to play e4 in the next move. So if you don't play d5, you don't play the Grunfeld. You might play the King's Indian though, which is the other important move, opening. King's Indian defense. Also called as Kid, like Karate Kid. Well, Karate Kid was a Spanish spell. In English is carrot Karate Kid.
Unfollow. I know it. I knew.
You jinxed it. You
Yeah.
jinx? How do they? Nah.
I knew.
Anyway, King's Indian. So in the King's Indian, after d4, knight f6, c4, g6, knight c3, instead of d5, you go instead of d5, you go d6. Or bishop g7 first, it doesn't mind, it's the same. And they play e4, and now there's no d5 anymore.
Yeah.
Because, you know, there's a lot of pieces here on d5. So this is the King's Indian. I love the King's Indian. I play this a lot with black. And yeah, it's very crazy opening. So from here, so Grunfeld, King's Indian. Grunfeld, important to play d5, yes. And now Budapest Gambit, as opposed to all of those main openings, d4, knight f6, c4, and as you can see, you usually play c4 with white. You usually want these pawns here before you play the knight to c3, because then you have more control over the center. And now black, instead of going g6 and try to play for d6 or d5 or c5 or whatever, black goes e5. Oh. And this is the Budapest Gambit.
And after that, white take or not take, accept or decline the gambit.
Budapest Gambit, you always accept. Come on, it's a pawn. So the good part of the Budapest Gambit for the black side is it's very tricky. It has some traps. It has some traps. Now, the bad part is if you know all the theory, and grandmasters do, then you are gonna lose probably with black. At least you are not gonna play for more than equality, because if you know the lines, they are not a lot, so you can study them and know them. And white has several ways to have a decent game from here, but it's very tricky. For example, let's show some line. So the main line here after takes goes here, although there's the Fajarovich variation, which is also tricky. 94. Okay, 94 is the main move. Now you defend this because it's attacked. So how do you defend it?
Bishop.
Okay, bishop is a move. I love when they play bishop f4 against me in this position, because main move is knight f3, and they usually transpose, because now after I attack it again, you defend it. So it doesn't matter if you start like this and I go here, you go here. But this gives black an additional option that I love. That is called the jet set attack with g5.
You have to...
This is a very interesting line. Yeah, you have to move the bishop out. And now knight c6 is normal, queen e7 is normal, but h5 is also interesting. Crazy lines from here. But the main line, and I was going to show a trap in the main line, so let's stick to that. Knight, okay, or after your move, if I go knight c6, so I'm attacking the pawn twice. White defense. Queen e7, attack it again. A lot of pieces attacking the pawn. And actually black is forced to attack it, because otherwise this knight is very stupid. h3 would be annoying. So you need to keep attacking the pawn so that after h3 you can take with this knight. Okay, so black attacks it again. And now, what to do with this pawn?
With white?
Yeah, it's attacked a lot. Well, queen d4 is a little bit risky, John, but queen d5 is a move, and I was going to show that because
d5.
Yeah, queen d5 is the only move to defend the pawn. Queen d4 is risky because, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, queen d5 is the only way to defend this pawn, right? And if white goes there and we go here with check, which was one of the points of the move queen e7, then it's not easy. Because this is check, this is attacked. What do we do?
Or move the pawn instead.
What?
Try the queens.
Okay, you can do this, which is normal because you are protecting this, you're stopping. And now, funny line goes queen back to e7. Actually, not required. Queen c5 also attacks the pawn. So queen c5 is another line. And the idea is to repeat, because as black you want the draw. So this is a line.
Or the pawn is hanging, no? On c4.
Also that, yeah.
Instead move queen c5, take the pawn.
Ah, here. Ah, yeah. But there was some problem here. I can't remember. Ah, that's why they play, I think, this. But this is tricky. This is tricky. Some tricky lines with queen b4. But okay, I was going to show the main line, which goes, you know, white says, okay, I don't want these problems. So I'm gonna give the pawn back. So I'm gonna play, I think they go h3 or knight c3. Let me try to find the best way to fall in the trap. I think it's with h3. With h3 we can fall into the trap. So h3, forcing knight to take. Huh. I'm thinking it's not in the line with
He's not forced
with queen
to
e7.
take the pawn. He can back f7, f5.
Ah, no, wait.
F6,
I made a mistake because the trap I was going for requires me as black to, instead of queen e7, go bishop b4 first. Bishop b4 check first. Yeah. So we do this and then we do queen e7. Now I see how I'm going to do the trap. So bishop b4 check, and now what does white do?
Knight c3 or knight d2?
Okay, those are probably the only moves, because if you go with one of these two pieces, you can defend this. So the problem with knight c3 is black can take and double your pawns. So main line I think is knight d2. And main line has this trick, after queen e7, h3, knight takes. No, sorry, no, not h3, a3, this is the trick. So the idea of white is, you know, get out of there and then I'll see if I defend or not defend the pawn. And white takes the pawn. Black takes the pawn, sorry.
Now, or you can lose a pawn or lose a bishop. I mean, you are threatening two pieces,
Yes,
bishop and
Rogan.
knight, but both of them are protected by the knight.
Yeah, so material is equal here, now that black took the pawn back, but this bishop is hanging. Although I can tell you this is still main line, so
Take the bishop.
This is still equal. But you cannot take the bishop, that's the thing. That's the opening trap. It's nice because it's a trap in the main line.
Take with queen, no?
No.
Mate.
Checkmate.
Ah, or pin.
Yeah.
Okay, come back.
So white says, okay, never mind, I'm gonna take this knight, and then I will take the bishop. Let's take this knight. What happened?
I don't know if I... Oh, creo que lo pisé.
No, está durmiendo. No, está soñando. No, está bien. Okay, we take the knight, and then we will take the bishop, right? We remove the knight, but here comes the other knight. So you still cannot take this.
The same.
Because of the same problem. Okay, then we'll take this knight, and then we'll take the bishop, right? Okay, now it's true. Now we cannot take this bishop, because we lose this. But we take here with check. Aha. And then we take the bishop. And now if you count the pieces, it's equal, totally equal. And what black achieved is total equality here. Because, you know, a lot of pieces came out of the board. and we're safe. We're gonna castle next move. We're totally safe. That's why here white does not take everything. White does not trade everything, but white cannot take the bishop. White has to play something like e3.
Yeah, avoid the
And
mate.
game continues from there. So, yeah, some traps. The Budapest has a lot of traps. Like, for example, in the Fakharovich line, there's a lot of traps on f2. Let's say, for example, a3 is normal to prevent bishop b4. Bishop b4 is a strong move. So let's say a3. Say d6. And we take the pawn. Otherwise, black is going to have the pawn back. We take. The bishop comes here. And black has a lot of activity for the pawn. So what's the line here? There's a lot of ways to fall in a trick. For example, I think this already falls in a trick. Yeah, knight f3, boom, knight takes f2. Nice. So this is a fork. Okay, but we take it, right? Okay, bishop g3 check. Boom. And this is hanging. And you have to do it on g3, because if you do it here, the king can defend the queen. Although here it's still working. Huh, interesting. So here I guess you have to do this. But yeah, on g3 then yeah, the queen is lost. The queen is lost. And there's no king e1. So a lot of trickies,
Come back. I want to learn the sequence. Okay.
And all comes from here, e5. e5 is the move. You remember c4, e5. This is the Budapest gambit.
We have to accept the gambit.
Yeah, you always take.
Okay.
Well, you don't know. You can push d5. Because I like it when my opponents don't know the gambit, or they're scared and they don't accept it. Then I'm okay, great. Because I already put a pawn in the center. So like if they go here, okay, nice. I'm like playing with white. I'm black and I'm like playing with white. I have more space. And sometimes they do this. And then I go, okay, I'm gonna start preparing some tricks here. And if they go, what's normal here? I guess this is normal because you want to play e4. And there's this idea. Ah, there's also this idea, I think. Yeah, I don't know. That is, yeah, otherwise. Anyway, someone asked, how is queen d4 after knight g4? Yeah, I think that's a line. Here, queen d4. The problem is this was bad for some reason. Let me remember the reason. I'm not sure, but I think the move is d6 or d5. So the queen is defending the pawn and attacking the knight. But yeah, there was a problem with this for white. I can't remember. There was a trick.
Have a new follower. Duburus.
Duburus, we're back to 400.
No, we have one,
Yeah,
401.
Yeah, well, this is going crazy.
Luminese's follows come back again.
Okay. Yeah, I know queen d4 is lying, but I can't remember the refutation. I mean, I know it's not great for white.
Black have to move the knight, no?
No, you can defend it. By pushing this pawn, you defend it.
Oh, okay.
And also you can push h5 if you want to go with the knight back to h5 to h6. And okay, Roken is saying 400 again. Last time he said that, next minute he said 399. Anyway,
someone asked us before
we got lost in variations there. Yeah.
If you know some books, some opening books.
Yeah. Too many.
A lot, no?
Yeah, too many. Yeah, I think I said this a lot. Opening theory is something.
Whole life.
Yeah, you can be your whole life studying if you want. It's infinite, which is nice if you like it. I like it, so it's nice because I will be studying for my whole life. But it's not very worthy.
Yeah.
It doesn't pay off as much as other parts of the game, especially the endgames. Because, if I think it's more important to know the rules and the principles, and when someone breaks a rule, okay, that's weird. Maybe I can take advantage of that. Than, studying a lot, because you have to study a lot, and a lot of lines, and maybe you get 2 out of 100 in over-the-board games. So it's a lot of effort to
it's not efficient
to have something that you can use, and instead in endgames you're gonna have the same endgame a lot of times, and also the endgame affects the result more than the opening. You can have a bad opening and still fight for your life. Best opening books, approaching and opening, a guide to getting digits.
Dim.
I don't know. You can learn the London system. Yeah, there's some systems also. We can put them there because they're sort of principle. So the London system. D4. I'm gonna put the moves here. Bishop f4. Let's do knight f6. Let's do e3 or h3. Let's start with e3. Maybe it's more main line. Bishop f5. Let's say h3. No, just like that. Just like that. And so the important thing about this is it doesn't matter what black plays.
You move the same.
Yeah. So this is just one example with d5, knight f6, bishop f5. You can play against d6, g6. I mean, against a King's Indian approach. You play the same system: d4, bishop f4, then e3. So this is the structure that you are going to play with, and then h3, because as soon as they attack your bishop, you have this retreat square on h2. So this is a system. It's not opening theory that you learn move by move, like if they play this, I play this, if they play this, I play that. No, it's a system. You are going to set up a certain position with your pawns and pieces, and you're going to try to fight every defense with that system. Sometimes it's not the best, but for the most part, it's good. So it's a good way to...
What are the benefits of these systems?
Well, the London system is very solid one. It's very solid because you get a solid position, especially if you play c3, which is not forced. There's main lines with c4, there's others with c3, but c3 is very solid because you get a solid pawn structure, and your bad bishop is already out of the chain, so you don't have the problem that you are blocking your bishop out. Of course, there's a drawback. If you have this bishop out of the chain and you're going to put the pawns on dark squares, then this is going to be weak. So queen b6 after c6, queen b6 is always an idea for black. And then you have to defend with the queen, or do some tricks. For example, let's say we go knight c3, queen b6, and there's this trick, a3. Hey, another opening trap. this time in the London system. This is an opening trap. We're losing a pawn. No.
But
Oh no, we're
if
losing a pawn. No.
Straight. Queen is trap.
Yeah, that queen is trapped. The knight is protecting this. Bishop is protecting this. Pawn is protecting this. Knight, pawn, bishop. Well, that's not even reachable. Okay, in this case, because we played bishop f5, it's a mistake. Everything I'm saying is a mistake. But it's, yeah, bishop f5. What a mean guy. So this doesn't work here, but it would work against, for example, g6, h3, this. In this case, it works.
In this position, if he take pawn with queen, what have to do the white?
Where?
Now, queen here.
This.
But previously you have the bishop.
Yeah, but because it was a mistake by me. Yeah, in that position, in this position, white lost 2 pawns. This is bad for white. This is a blunder because of this bishop here.
And the other line was?
But in the other line I played g6, which is also normal.
Okay.
And the idea is this trick of a3 works if there's no bishop here, of course, because now the queen is trapped. And this is very common trick against a queen takes b2. And you need to play a3. It's important because if you do differently, this does not work.
Yeah.
These are 2 squares available for the queen that they are not with a3 played. So anyway, London system goes like this. Let's remove this variation. Let's remove this variation from here. Let's start this. But black moves are not forced. They can be other moves, not specifically this. And then there's the Colli system, the Torre attack, but I think we have the main lines. You can, well, let's put the Benoni also.
I have to leave early.
How much early?
Antes de las 8.
So we have like half an hour?
Yeah, 20
Okay.
minutes more or less.
Then let's put this and let's play some. So let's do it with knight f6, which is the main line. c4, c5. This is the Benoni.
And accept the gambit or not?
It's not a gambit, because you can regain the pawn immediately if you want. So it's not a gambit. Actually, it's not called gambit even. So this is not dangerous for black, because black can just take it, or what I like to do is to regain it later with the knight, which is better to put pressure on e4. So this is not so dangerous for black, but what is dangerous, or at least what white plays to try to prove an advantage, is d5. Then white is going to have more space.
Then
And
block.
then, well, there are several lines from here.
D6.
I like to play, yeah, in this position, I like to play the check variation, which is e5.
He take en passant, no?
If he takes en passant, I'm gonna have more pawns in the center. That's one idea. And if he doesn't take, which is the main line, after moves like this is a block center position, which is very interesting from a strategical point of view. White is better, but I like it. So white is going to have these breaks, but it's a long-term break stuff here. It's very complex positionally speaking. But e5 is not the main line. The main line goes, well, there are several lines here, and actually very common line is b5, which is called the, for some reason I can only recall the Blumenfeld, but this is called the, oh my god, I play this a lot. Come on guys, help me in the chat. What is this gambit called? This is a gambit.
Queen?
No, it has a name. It has a. This is the. Queen A4. How is this called?
Soviet.
No, this is not the Soviet gambit.
Russian.
No.
Portuguese.
No, it has a proper name.
I'm
The
saying,
Portuguese. Oh, we can look at the
I am
Portuguese.
saying random names.
But this is it's very well-known gambit.
If you turn on the engine, maybe he called
The Benko gambit. Benko. Named after Paul Benko.
I am not play. I don't know play chess, but I know play. O sea, watch the software.
Okay.
I don't know. I am so tired. I don't know.
Yeah, this is the Benko gambit.
Okay.
Named after Paul Benko. And then, for example, a6 and takes. Then maybe black doesn't take, or maybe it does, or maybe here you can play b6. There's several ways to play it. But it's it's named after Mr. Gambit, of course. And as Rocking is saying. And yeah, this is one way, but the main line is not that. I think d6 normal, knight c3. You play with g6, something like g3. This e4 at some point. e6 you need to break. Bishop here takes castles. This is a normal position. Actually, this is probably dangerous, or maybe we still have this against the check. Okay, this is more or less the lines go like this. And white has more space, and this is going to be a weakness always, but black plays for some counterplay.
Why the people on bullets usually open with pawn to this structure, g3, and after that bishop g2?
Why not?
I don't know. When I watch bullet, always opening.
Yeah. For example, in bullet, if you watch me, I played both 1e4 or 1g3, and I play 1e4 if I try to play sound, like properly, because I'm saying, okay, I'm gonna play e4 and I'm going to play the opening theory I know and have a decent chess game. When I play g3, I'm going to play fast. This is what I'm saying when I play g3. Why? Because I'm going to play a lot of moves, pre-moving them. Like, okay, I'm going to play this no matter what. It's like a system also, in a way. The thing is, it's so... if you want to see it like this, this is so far away from black's pieces that it doesn't mind what black plays. I can play bishop g2 and knight f3 and castle next move.
Okay.
Unless they play this tricky bishop h3 line, which happened to me sometimes.
And you can take.
Of course you take it. The problem is if you had pre-moved this, then it's a problem.
Okay.
Okay.
After that you lost a lot of time.
So when I play g3, I always pre-move bishop g2, but I don't pre-move knight f3. So what I do, because in lichess you can pre-move a move and then grab another piece. So what I do is I pre-move bishop g2 and I grab the knight. But then I see what's his next move. If he moves this pawn, then I don't pre-move knight f3. So yeah, Lefong style. Lefong does that. Lefong, this chess bra, one of the chess bras. And
use this kind.
Lefong does this, but only when it's the last game of a match. You know, because the other guy is going to hate you so much if it works. And it's funny because one time I played against this guy called I'm gonna take your queen. The nickname was like that, I'm gonna take your queen.
I remember this.
Yeah, I told you. And he played something like this, and against this I sometimes play c5 or d6 first. I think I played c5 or knight f6. No, I probably knight f6. And he played this, And I pre-moved c5, of course, because I played this a lot, and he played this, and he took my queen next move, because this was bullet. It was like, and you never expect to have to move b6 in the third move. I never had to move, so it was not in my brain to move b6 here. So it was nice, but the nicest part is I won that game. That's the nicest. But
But you lose.
but I was like reading, still reading his nickname and saying, "You're gonna take my queen? What?" And then, oh, my queen is out.
He watches us several times. I remember the nickname. I don't know if when I am here with you or when I watch you at home when you are streaming by night, during the night. I don't remember. I remember the nickname.
Okay. Anyway, you have 17. 17.
Yeah, a lot of.
Here you have this as a reference. You don't need to study them, but it would be nice. But this way you can understand when people says, "Oh, this is a Sicilian," or "Oh, this is a Benoni structure."
For me, they are very similar.
But they are not similar, not at all.
I know.
Sometimes they are similar, like the Scandinavian. We didn't see it, but the Scandinavian and the Alekhine, they transpose. From the Alekhine, you can get a French most of the times.
Yeah.
From
I think
from the King's Indian, you can get a French.
If I try to get all the picture in my mind, I have to more than memorize. I have to visualize the move and in the break point to transpose one to other, recognize the pattern.
You're gonna this it's some knowledge you're gonna get just by watching and playing and watching and playing. Yeah, you don't need to study all of that. But at least to know what you play, it's good. I mean, if you play the Queen's Gambit, to know that's the Queen's Gambit.
Last week I was watching my father-in-law playing. He's playing a lot every day, and he's in one end game. We were studying here. King versus pawn, and pawn was
so king versus king and pawn.
Yeah, and he has the king and the other guy the king and pawn, and the pawn was face to face with the king. And my father-in-law come back, move, come back, the opposite, and I was saying to him, there are theory for this game. You can win. You don't have to move like this. No. You don't know anything like you are talking about. Okay, like you want. And he lost.
Good. You're a good.
I am going pressure.
A good troll there.
Always.
Okay, I'm gonna add the Catalan here because
Catalonia.
we love Catalonia. Well, we don't love Catalonia. At least not me. I love Catalan people, but not Catalonia.
I only have been twice in Catalonia.
Oh, okay. I've been a lot of times.
For me, I have Catalan friends and are good. The territory, the country is
there.
Galicia.
Is there?
Galicia is
better. Yeah.
Pero Catalonian people.
Yeah, because of that, John, because we love more our land here in Galicia.
Yeah.
But Catalan people, yeah.
Yeah, we love.
We love some.
Yeah, some of them.
Anyway, Catalan opening, I like it. And I have a teammate that is an expert in this opening, actually. He plays this a lot. It's not necessarily d5 and knight f6 black's move, again, because sometimes you transpose, and actually there are a lot of ways to transpose from one d4 openings to others. So I'm just trying to choose one line that exemplifies each of them. So you play like a Queen's Gambit, but then you go g3. So you are totally neglecting. You are giving away the option to take on c4 with the bishop.
Wow.
So this is going to be a queen's gambit, very, very gambit. Like you're going to play bishop g2 instead of
If he takes you,
Instead of
you always
e4. Yeah,
you're always going to move the bishop, not move e4.
exactly. I mean, if you play g3, you're going to play bishop g2. So the idea is to play bishop g2 and play, you know, this black pawn is going to be here. For example, let's say we play here takes, which is probably not the best, but okay, bishop here, let's say 6, knight f3, something like this. And this pawn is going to be there for a while. There are a lot of lines here, like against, you know, b5 can defend the pawn, but then there's some problems on the rook there. So they usually play c6 first, but then you can attack the pawn with the knight. Then if the pawn goes to b5, you can break that structure with b3 and a4. So you're going to have a lot of compensations. And this pawn, this bishop is going to be really strong in this diagonal. So it's not clear that black is going to be okay by taking the pawn. But anyway, it's considered the main line that you need to take the pawn. Wouldn't you advise new players to stick with one opening? Not sure.
Because the main idea he's talking about is you don't need memorize or know one specific opening.
Yeah.
It's most important know the rules or the ideas you have to do instead the right move.
Yes.
No?
Yes. Yes and not. I mean,
this is hey, I'm learning.
Yeah. You are learning and I'm teaching.
Slowly.
But the problem is when someone says, aren't you supposed to learn this way or to learn this way? I think all ways are valid, especially in chess that is so complex and so big,
yeah,
that I think no matter what you start with, you're going to be improving. If you want to start...
I think the always the newer have the same question because they have to need the confidence about his game.
Yeah, and I think you make a very valid point that knowing opening theory at beginner's level, it's all about confidence. It's not about knowing the moves because, I mean, you're never going to win by theory. Yeah. You're never going to win, especially if you play a stronger opponent. But... yeah, it gives you confidence when you rely on a specific number of moves that you know by memory and you know they are okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's more about that. But I wouldn't say that you need to stick to one opening or you need to know a lot of openings. I think it's either way is good for me.
Yeah.
My opinion is at low level, or let's say below below 1800 or 1900 of rating, below that I think it's mostly all about tactics. You will improve a lot just with tactics.
Play tactics.
And study openings will not give you much. But some basics you need to have, but you're gonna have them just by playing also. So there's a small yet calculable chance that you will win against Magnus by playing random moves. Yeah. Small is an understatement. Yeah, there's one guy that defeated Magnus in a blitz game, and he was very underrated.
It's impossible. Instead, he's playing blind.
I won one game once in a classical game by opening theory. I've played, I don't know, 10 years federated, 2 or 3 tournaments per year.
30.
Something between 200 and 300 games I played. Classical chess games over the board, official classical federated games. And once I made an opening trap. once. Something that I learned in a chapter of a book. I mean, the odds are not very high. It's very complicated. And I can show the line, actually.
You remember?
Yeah, of course. I remember all of my games, all of my classical games. Classical chess. It was in the Sicilian, so I picked the Sicilian here. It was the closed Sicilian because back then I played the closed Sicilian, so I don't play for d4, I play knight c3. And they play like d6, g3, g6 here. Actually, it's not with d6 because that's not, yeah, the trap is in a different line. g6 here, knight c6 here, and now bishop e3 attacking this guy. And now instead of defending with d6, there's this line with knight e4. So, okay, I'm not attacking the knight anymore. Then I go, and this is tricky, but it's a good move. It's not that I play for tricks. Knight from c to e2, instead of knight here, which would be normal, knight here. And the idea is, you know, please, Mr. Knight, get out of there. And I'm gonna play c3 if necessary to get you out of there. But, isn't this pawn hanging? If knight takes here, then this bishop will take there. And my opponent thought for a while, so I was sure he didn't know about this because he was thinking here. He thought for a while and said, okay, I can take the pawn, and he took it. Okay. And now rook b1. And now, what is my idea? Okay, if the bishop goes back, which is probably the best move, I'm gonna take this pawn. And still black will take a pawn a2 after check and bishop here. Necessary, because otherwise the bishop is hanging. But this is a lot of compensation now for me. With this bishop here active. But this wasn't the game. The game was that he thought here, but can't I? Check first. Check first here and grab a second pawn and defend the bishop. That seems great. That seems almost winning for black. So he went for it, but it's a trap. Bishop here, queen takes, and now black is 2 pawns up. And he defended the bishop, and my bishop, because of bishop d2, is no longer attacking this pawn. But here I have a winning move.
You have a winning move.
Yeah. This is a puzzle, as Broken Eagle says. Why to play and win?
Why to play and win?
Yeah, Bobby Fischer too has the move. He found it. And I knew it from a book. So I played all these moves like boom, boom, boom. I know it.
I don't know, I don't see it.
Okay. Rook takes b2. Darn, I took a piece. He has to take. Bishop c3. Ooch. So I'm not going to be 2 pawns down, I'm going to be a piece up. Because I took a piece on b2. And the rook he took, I'm going to take it back. And not just that, also the position is terrible for him. I think the game went queen b6, and I took here. And there's no way to trap this bishop with f6, no time, I have e5. And next move I played c4, and it was all crashing. The game went on like for 10 or 12 more moves, but it was very enjoyable because I played for, I was crashing him. It was nice, but once in 10 years, once in 10 years,
it's more than 0.
Yeah, it's more than 0. Yeah. Also, of course, the knowledge pays off in a different way because you're playing main lines and you know how the lines go, and then you have a game. But okay, so we don't have much time. Do you want to play one game or?
No, I have to.
Not even that. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, this was a.
Yeah, I have.
Theory session.
Yeah. And lost one game we played.
With us one game we played. Yeah, that's terrible. Terrible score.
Colombo today was great. The
You-
score, I
we
think
were winning.
is-
but
yeah, the score,
that-
the
that
score
could-
between me and him, I think is equal, 7-7.
I don't know.
If I don't remember wrong.
I guess you can watch it somewhere. In the game.
Yeah, 7-7. I think so.
Hey, you're tight.
Yeah.
Nice.
2 rows for him. 2 in a row.
What?
Last 2, he win.
No, this is
Ah,
this is
no. What is the
last.
oldest?
The last is here,
Ah, okay.
and here you have today's and the total of today, which is kind of weird. But yeah, if you only play one, this is like duplicated.
Ah, okay. Okay. Well, it was interesting, and I have a lot of material. I have a lot of material to study and improve my chess.
Yeah. Then, if you watch tournaments, or if you like to watch tournaments,
Yeah.
I really like. You will learn a lot from the commentaries because you can pick a game. Like when they are talking about a game, I'm gonna pick a random game. Random game. I don't know. And you see a position from the opening, and you can tell what opening is it. Although I cannot tell what is this. This is
Catalonian, semi-Catalonian.
Hungarian opening, but because I'm playing white here, and then I'm playing this G3 D3 slow approach. Okay, maybe I didn't pick a good one. You will never see a chess master play like that. Let's play one with black. With black, I don't play stupid stuff, or maybe I do.
Bird opening.
No, yeah, because you
It's
don't know
like-
this one. We didn't see the bird. Oh no. Okay. This is the curse of the commentator, as Seyrawan would say. You're gonna show the only thing you didn't talk about. Okay. Yeah, we didn't see the F4 line. This is the bird, by the way. Now you know. Okay, never mind. It's actually good knowledge, I think. These
Yeah.
basics of the openings,
I think so.
because
I agree with you.
because then whenever you are going to be learning something about an opening, let's say you like the French, for example, and you start playing the French, and you start learning some stuff of the French. Then sometimes you play an Alekhine and you find a way to transpose to the French, and you say, oh yeah. Or you get a similar structure, then you already have the ideas. Oh, in this structure I need to put the knight on f5.
Mm.
So
Never F6.
yeah. Well, in the French, so it's knowledge you will eventually use.
Yeah,
Not like studying a lot of lines that you will never use. That's not something you will use.
I will try it. I will try it.
Okay, so
We have to leave.
we have to leave now. So again, thank you, all of you.
Thank you for watching us, guys.
Thanks the new followers,
Yeah.
401 now. Nice. And we'll see you around.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye bye.